Alrighty, yeah. So, okay, I just had my water to, make sure my voice doesn't get all froggy. I listed 8 opponents in my first video about this topic of Zelenoff's losses. You know, from obvious evidence on the the videos. So yeah, I listed 8, and there's like some more here. Next one after Chris Could is Dijon, the MMA guy, the one that's, I guess, a manager in that MMA gym. And they boxed 2 separate matches. I don't know if people have seen them. He's the guy that he had like real nice like movement, and he kept tagging Zelenoff with the left hook. You know, he was like just boxing circles around Zelenoff, really clowning him. You know, those were both really great. What do you want to call it? Like clinic type matches, like educational, even, you could say, because Dijon shows how you can really effectively use the left hook on like a certain style, an aggressive style like Zelenoff has, So yeah, like I said, they fought twice, and Dijon won both by first round TKO, because Zelenoff, the first one he darted out of the ring. I know one of them he darted out of the ring, and then the other one he just kind of stepped out of the ring, kind of like the Mayweather Senior fight. So yeah, and he was losing badly in both those matches. Yeah, very badly. And then of course they had that MMA type match afterwards, and I mean that is what it is. I mean, I don't really go into that detail. I go by the 2 boxing matches they had, and like I said, Dijon clearly put on a clinic, a very memorable and educational clinic, and so after Dijon, I put Wilder. Yeah, because Wilder was the same thing, basically, in that they fought 2 separate times. And, like, if you want to say 3 separate times, even, if you want to say that, I guess we'll say that, because I guess if you want to count the very beginning, Zelenoff basically sucker punched Wilder as he's stepping in the ring. And then Wilder, I guess, kind of backpedals a little bit out of the camera view, but you see him come right back into the camera view, like 2.5, maybe 3 seconds later, he's charging at Zelenoff, and Zelenoff runs out of the ring. So that's a TKO loss for Zelenoff right there, running out of the ring, Whether or not you want to count that, whatever, but I definitely count the 2 separate matches they had face-to-face, man-to-man, fair and square matches they had after that sucker punch attempt by Zelenoff, both matches after that, where they went face-to-face, and, it was totally a complete mismatch, because first exchange on both, You know, both matches, first exchange, Zelenoff got dropped, you know, immediately, and, you know, he was done. You know, it was like both of them are within 10 seconds, you know. So, like I said, that's like 13 losses right there, including the, you know, the Hartley one, which is his only real pro fight. And then, so it's like, you know, 0-1 in the pros, and then 12 more losses in his, you know, his UBF federation that I seen of. And there could be more. And I heard that there was some guy posting, I don't remember his name, but he was mentioning how he had a lot of, I guess he called them sparring matches with Charlie Z, maybe 20 or 30 or 40 even. And, you know, he beat him every one, beat Zelenoff easily every one. And he said Charlie Z just said to the guy, yeah, I appreciate you teaching me. You know, I take these matches as, you know, learning experience. Obviously, he doesn't count all of them in his UBF record, obviously. I guess he just considers them sparring matches where he's, I don't know, where he's just... where he doesn't have to count it, I guess, you know, for whatever reason, you know. You know, so, yeah. All right, well, I know a lot of other people out there, you know, they've been calling him out, and they want to have matches with him, you know. The list goes on, basically. It's a growing list. So, I mean, eventually somebody's bound to get a chance to have a truly proper match with Charlie Z. Eventually, you know, with a ref, and, you know, proper refereeing, and you know, proper rules where, you know, he can't do that holding and bopping on the head thing. He can't self-proclaim himself the winner. He can't take timeouts, you know, like he likes to do, like what he's used to doing, what he's grown so accustomed to doing. He's going to have to go along with the proper, what they call it, Queensberry rules, whatever, you know. You know, the proper pro-based rules, you know. Otherwise, he can maybe just step back down to, like, just go the amateur route. Or even below that and go, like, Golden Gloves, and then below that is Tough Man. I mean, at least if he wants to do Tough Man, he's going to have to fight 3 rounds then. And they're only 1 minute rounds, but there's 3 of them. And he's going to go against a live opponent that's dead serious about winning. You know, these guys don't have much in terms of skills, these guys in the Tough Man contest, but they're gritty, tough dudes, you know. A lot of them are, you know, they're just all and out, really rough, tough dudes. You know, they're usually these, like, construction workers and lumberjacks. They're just all around real tough, you know, hombres, whatever word you want to use. You know, and they ain't gonna put up with, you know, nonsense, you know. And also, first and foremost, there's going to be a ref, even in that. And, you know, Charlie Z can't pull off his Zellaboxer antics and use his tactics with that, you know. So I guess that would be my best advice to Charlie Z if he really wants to continue boxing. At least go into Tough Man, at least, you know. Better yet, hang up the gloves, but, you know, at the very least, go into Tough Man instead of having these silly gym fights, you know, or just have a serious exhibition match with one of these, you know, list of challengers that want to take him on, you know, and have a ref and no nonsense. Just go at it. All right, that's it. I'm going to cut it.